When we were looking for a co-founder, we'd met around more than 400 people, paid hefty amount of fees to consultants. I'm sorry, but I sent you a LinkedIn message. When I first met you, I was not even Arun.
Yeah, I remember you were, I guess, Rahul.
Yeah, Rahul. I had this imaginary ecosystem in mind that Source is already a very large company with a lot of structure, departments.
Whole industry is stuck in like the 1990s.
Exactly. I mean, no transparency, no tracking, no digitization at all, right?
At least the buyers are really not getting the kind of service in this modern tech-enabled world that they should be getting.
Supply part of the industry would typically start their day much later, around 11:30. The MSMEs buying it would not even know if they've got a fair deal for that or not. At Source, we were exactly trying to do that, solve a large $1 trillion problem of industrial raw materials for the large part of manufacturing community. So clearly the LinkedIn message was not all that bad. So cut to 2017, GST has just come in. There are talks of digital India all around. India's manufacturing sector is booming. But if you really ask an MSME, how do they buy phones or raw material, they're stuck in age-old ways of calling and haggling and wasting a lot of precious time and bandwidth, right?
Right. I mean, there was this complete opaqueness in the industry, right? People did not get even the simple tech that the B2C industry had, like, I don't know, vehicle tracking, transparency of prices, etc. So, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, no transparency, no tracking, no digitization at all, right? And from the as far as raw materials are concerned, from the supply point of view, there is hardly any service element in the whole trade, right? And the MSMEs would be taken for a toss for as critical a product as raw material, right? Or which is literally oxygen for them, right?
I guess, yeah. I mean, you can call it a seller-driven market, I suppose, right? Where the buyer experience is something that is totally lacking. People are not, at least the buyers are really not getting the kind of service that in this modern tech-enabled world that they should be getting.
Correct. And you know what? The supply part of the industry would typically start their day much later, around 11:30. By when the commodity prices have already moved, and the MSMEs buying it would not even know if they've got a fair deal for that or not. So you're absolutely right. There's a complete breakdown of the service layer, right? And funnily, I have worked. I mean, in my previous experience, I've worked in the supply chain side of things, and it was completely broken, right? So I knew the problem, but I just didn't know the solution part of it, and it really bothered me. So I'm sitting in this loop, meeting potential co-founders, actually looking for someone who understands tech and trade both, right? And that was the hustle I was into. And I'm sorry, but I sent you a LinkedIn message then.
Yeah, so I had just, come out of some interesting projects. There was one with Sodexo regarding digitizing their meal coupons. There was one with in fact, a very interesting problem of IoT smart energy project. The company was called Coco Networks, and they were operating out of Africa. So, very interesting problem statement. But there was a common theme that they were all trying to, digitize, and they needed certain basic elements, on the tech side. And I was kind of working on a problem statement of my own, where you could kind of really fast track that sort of a development. with a pre-made modular code. So that was the kind of thing I was working just when you had reached out to.
Yeah. I guess you missed out the big daddy of all commerce. You've worked in Amazon as well.
Right, right. Yes, Amazon. So Amazon is something, I would say, an experience that really shaped me to what I am today, in the sense that we are kind of doing similar things. We have a similar journey in the sense that there is this whole industry that needs to be digitized, and the kind of fast paced environment, and you know just constantly looking for solutions, and launching them in a fast track. That's kind of what we are doing now as well. So yeah, I would say that that really shaped my life. So
Exactly. I mean, at Source, we were exactly trying to do that, solve a large $1 trillion problem of industrial raw materials for the large part of manufacturing community, right?
and I guess that's when we met.
Yeah.
And I think we really hit it off, I guess, the first time, and we would have spoken for like 10 hours or something.
Yeah, I mean, almost 10 hours in the first meeting itself. We kept discussing the problem, the nuances, the possible solutions, how the future might play out, everything around that. And it was fascinating. It was fascinating to discuss all of these.
I think there was also a huge match in terms of how we looked at the problem statement and what are the various solutions, and how you approach the solution as well, I suppose, right? In that kind of a MVP driven organic growth, but with a lot of energy and fast pacedness built into it, I suppose.
Yeah. So clearly, the LinkedIn message was not all that bad. Hello and welcome to Source One podcast, where we explore what it takes to modernize traditional industries.
This is From Chaos to Code, a story of how two people from completely different backgrounds came together to digitize India's $1 trillion raw material industry, starting with WhatsApp and a dream.
And now growing to become India's largest B2B platform.
Until next time, keep solving, keep building.